This Lefant's new robot vacuum promises serious power, a compact self-cleaning station, and features that sound almost too good for the price. But here's the real question, and it's the only one that matters: does it actually deliver where it counts, in a real home with real dirt? Let's inspect. Hi, and welcome to the review of the Lefant M5 Max. Now, I'm gonna say it up front because that's what actually helps you decide. For the price, this is one of the most complete robot vacuum packages you can buy right now. It's not perfect, but very, very easy to recommend if you understand what you're getting. It combines strong suction, effective wet mopping, and a compact all-in-one station in a way that feels thought through. At the moment of making the video, this is Lefant's top model, and compared to their previous robots, it's not just an upgrade, it's a clear step into a more serious category. So what I'm going to do here is simple. I'm going to show you how it performs under real testing, where it impresses, and where the cracks start to show. Let's begin with the headline feature, because this is where Lefant is clearly trying to win attention. The M5 Max uses a roller mop system, which in theory is one of the more effective ways to clean floors, because it combines mechanical agitation with continuous water distribution. In practice, it rotates at 280 rods per minute, uses 16 water outlets to keep the roller evenly wet, and can lift itself by 8 mm when it detects carpets or switches to dry cleaning. And here's the reality check. Marketing will show you ketchup spills disappearing like magic. That's not how you should use any robot vacuum. Heavy stains still need manual cleaning first, but once you treat the robot as a maintenance tool, as something that keeps floor consistently clean, that's where the M5 Max is great. In my testing, it was extremely consistent, no streaks, no uneven watermarks, and no random patches left behind. Compared to some more expensive systems that I've tested, including models from EcoVacs, this is surprisingly close in real-world results. You also get control over water levels and how often the mop is cleaned at the station, which matters more than you think for long-term performance. Bottom line, within its class, wet mopping is excellent. Not marketing excellent, it's rather real-world excellent. Now, let's talk about suction, because numbers alone don't clean your floors, performance does. Lefant claims up to 23,000 pascals on the Max version, and while that sounds impressive, I have a few remarks to share. I ran my standard rice test, 60 grams of rice scattered across the floor. The M5 Max picked up the majority of it within minutes. That's a strong result. But I do have a remark about the dustbin because it doesn't have a locked door, which kind of hindered the test by at least 2 grams. In a mixed dirt scenario, with dust, small debris, everyday mess, it leaves almost nothing behind. And remember, all of these results are based on the default suction mode, meaning that you still have headroom because you can go to a special boost mode, or you can make the robot clean the floors twice per run. Also, there is carpet boost mode, where the robot automatically increases the power when it detects fabric. If you have carpets, that feature alone makes a big difference. For pet owners, the V-shaped anti-tangled brush is not just a spec, it actually works. Hair doesn't wrap around that aggressively, which means less maintenance over time. So once again, with the dry cleaning, the M5 Max performs like a high-end robot, even if it's not priced like one. And before I jump into more of the tech highlights, let me talk about design, because this is usually where budget-friendly robots start to show compromises. The M5 Max is slim, which immediately makes it more practical for real homes. It fits under beds, sofas and furniture where bulkier robots simply can't go. Setup is straightforward. You're not dealing with anything complicated here. Just connect to the Wi-Fi, map your space, and you're ready to go. It supports dual-band networks, so compatibility shouldn't be an issue for most homes. Build quality is balanced, doesn't feel premium, but it doesn't feel cheap either. It feels functional, and that's the right choice for this type of a product. The LiDAR detection system is integrated in a way that keeps the profile low, which is part of why the robot stays so compact. It's one of those designs where practicality wins over aesthetics. From a technical perspective, Lefant made a few very strategic decisions in here. As a starter, the battery life is solid. We're looking at about 1%, maybe a bit more than 1% in mixed floors. consumption per square meter, which is going to give you roughly 90 minutes of cleaning time per charge, which is enough for most homes on a single run. And yes, you can extend the cleaning time through lowering the suction power or disabling entirely the wet mopping, at least temporarily. There are multiple versions of the M5. We have the vanilla version, which has the same look and feel, slightly less tweaked motor, which is stopping at around 15,000 pascals, which is already exceeding what many robots delivered just a few years ago. The Max pushes that number even further, up to 23,000, and you can feel it in the performance. So the key takeaway here is not just the raw specs, it's the balance. I think power, efficiency, and usability are aligned in a way that makes sense for everyday use. So hardware and cleaning performance are solid. With the software, that's where the connection lies between us as users and the hardware. So I need to show you some facts. The good news first, integration with ecosystems like Google Home and Apple Home works reliably. Voice commands are responsive, adding it into a smart home setup is straightforward. The app itself, though, feels undercooked, works but doesn't feel refined. The map interface often requires zooming in to properly understand cleaning progress, and while the structure of the settings makes good sense, it lacks depth. Features like cleaning direction control or child lock are missing, and those are things that you start to expect at this level. There's potential here, especially if Lefant continues updating the software, but right now, this is clearly an area where competitors still have the edge. Navigation works fine. It's one of the biggest improvements Lefant has made with this model. Despite the compact design, the LiDAR-based system performs reliably, maps spaces accurately, avoids obstacles well enough, and doesn't get lost. I even built a small maze scenario to stress test it, and it managed to navigate through it and return to the dock without issues. Is it the most advanced navigation system on the market? No, but it's good enough that you stop thinking about it, and that's exactly what you want. And since we made it to the main station, let's talk about it because it could be one of the most underrated parts of the entire package. The station handles dust collection, mop washing, and water management. All of that while staying relatively compact. And that matters because a lot of people avoid self-emptying robots simply because of how bulky the stations are. Here, Lefant found the sweet spot. You get a 3.2-liter dust bag, separate tanks for clean and dirty water, and even water heating up to 75 degrees Celsius for better hygiene. There's also a detergent compartment, which adds another layer of cleaning efficiency. In daily use, this station reduces interaction with the robot to a minimum. And before the wrap up, let's keep things grounded, because no product at this price is perfect. The onboard dustbin is on the smaller size, which makes the station more important. The app needs refinement, both visually and functionally. There is no child lock, and some small usability features, like a dedicated return to home button on the station, are missing. And perhaps the biggest one, the software maturity. This feels like a system that will provide over time, but right now, not as polished as some competitors. Okay, time for a summary. The simplified version. If you want the best possible software experience and every available advanced feature under the sun, this wouldn't be the right fit for you. And such kind of a product would be significantly more expensive. But if you want, let's say, strong cleaning performance, both dry and wet, effective mopping, solid navigation, compact self-cleaning station at a very competitive price, then the Lefant M5 Max makes a lot more sense. For most people, this is not a compromise. It is a smart buy. And if you are on a tighter budget, you can even check the standard M5, which could be enough since you still get the very same shape, feel, navigation system, and everything but the motor. But it's still a very good choice. And as always, don't buy tech just because it exists. Buy it because it actually solves a problem for you or brings some value in your life. And if you've already decided that the M5 Max or any of the M5 line is the right one for you, using the affiliate link that you can find below the video is a simple way to support the channel without any extra cost for you. Thank you very much for watching. I'm the TechMishka, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!